What is up, guys? Team Survival here. We'll be going over my version of the Blue Eyes deck with the new box that just came out. This deck's a lot more accessible. It's really popular. A lot of people are picking up the cards. Luckily, I got them before everything spiked up. This is the way I like to play the deck. I have a lot of cool tech cards that a lot of people don't play, and it's a really enjoyable and strong deck. We're not playing the Chaos Max version. This makes strong rank 8s and kind of works like the Trident engine of Blue Eyes. So without further ado, let's get into it. 3 alternative. This card's really good. I do sometimes find that I have one too many in my hand, but it's an easy target to pitch with my other cards to draw, so it's not a big deal. Then the 3 regular Blue Eyes. Love the new artwork. Sick. I love it. And then 2 Dragon Spirit of Whites. This card's very, very good, especially against magicians. You'll find yourself Dragon Shrining and getting rid of a Blue Eyes and Dragon Spirit of White, and Dragon Revel Rhapsody will bring the both back, and it's just really good to pitch this to the graveyard because you have like so many cards that summon from the graveyard in this deck that you're gonna get that effect off a lot to banish your spell and traps. Like, this is your backroom move of the deck. It's disruptive. We are playing Silver's Cry, so you'll be able to play during your opponent's turn with this. Don't sleep on this card. Like, it's really good. I mean, obviously you don't want to play it at 3. That's just too much. But I really like it, and that's why I'm playing it at 2 instead of 1. This also counts as a Blue Eyes card and a normal monster in the graveyard. And in the deck, 2 of the White Stone of Ancients. I used to play 3 and White Stone of Legendary, but I took out Cards of Consonance, I think the name of it is, of this build, and I opted for more power cards. I want to make a stronger board. This card's great. 2 effects. It's also a dragon, which we'll get into later. It's super easy to make Crystal Wing Synchro in this deck, and we'll go over that combo in a little while. So just 2 of these. You can play it at 3. You can play 3 and 1 White Stone of Legends. Completely up to you. This is just the way how I like to play the deck. We're playing 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, and the reason for this is he's an extender. You can make really strong boards, and he is 2800 attack, and you're going to be able to summon him like it's a given. And you can always link with him into an Underclock Taker or a Decode Talker, and he's an extender. I wanted something that'll give us a little bit more of a go, more green, but in a monster. So this is another personal tech card of mine. Really big fan of it in the deck. It's very free. Then we play 3 Sage with Eyes of Blue. Oh man, this card is so good. It can just fix so many hands, and it also searches for Valor. This is the only searchable hand trap in the game, and Valor is really good right now. It's seen a resurgence, and so just 3 and 3 with 1 Masters is killer, because Masters is easy to pitch to the grave with Foolish Burial, and all of these cards have really, really good harmony and can really fix your hands. They can fix your boards. They can get you where you need to go. So 3, 3, and 1. It's exactly how I would play it. I really do enjoy having Masters in the deck. I think it's a very good card. Then we're playing 2 the King of D. I was playing this at 1, but we'll see why we're actually playing 2 in the deck in a second here. We have a lot of spells that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 spells. We can definitely afford to get rid of a spell card to get another one that we need, especially with a card that you'll see that we're playing later on. This card is freaking good. It does not brick like Team Samurai said. It gets you really strong boards, and we're gonna leave it out here because we're gonna go over just why this card is actually a lot better than people think. For green, 3 Melody, standard, gotta play this card at 3. It's very good, very consistent, fills out the deck. 2 trade-in, and I won't play the 2 trade-in because we have 2 Pod Desires as well. Pot is less reliant, and banishing 10 cards, though it does hurt, isn't the end of the world, especially for this deck. And so, with Melody and like four of the strongest draw power cards in the game, I figured we don't need any more draw power because like that right there is enough in itself, especially when we have these cards to dump to the graveyard: Dragon Shrine, 2 Dragon Shrine, and then 1 Foolish. I would not be against putting 3 Dragon Shrine in this, and even keeping a Foolish, just because you're going to see just how many graveyard summons we have in this deck. But Dragon Shrine is a good candidate to put 3 if it fits your playstyle. Such a good card. Like I said before, you can dump so many like any dragon that you need, in 2 because of their normals. 3 return. I wanted to actually put this at 2 and play 2 Silver's Cry, but its second effect is just so good. It's not a quick effect, and it doesn't allow you to play during your opponent's turn, but that's fine. You're going second anyways, usually, and this card is better as a whole. Then 2 Dragon Revival Rhapsodies, searchable with Lord of D, and as you see, we have plenty of cards to discard or pitch, or just cards will end up in the grave when we link, other things like that. And this card is very good, though they won't take damage. You're making a board, and you're going to go into some very powerful rank 8 monsters that are going to pop and take a lot of cards from your opponent. This card is great. I love it. Really good support. I was never a Blue Eyes player before, but with all these new cards that came out, I found myself saying, hey, this might actually be a deck I'd be interested in playing. 1 Silver Scry, 1 Soul Charge, 1 Monster Reborn. Alright, these cards are so good. Especially the Monster Reborn and the Soul Charge. Like, if you have Soul Charge, you're going to win that duel. It is so freaking powerful. It's crazy. And then Monster Reborn is just so free. Like, you never know what you're going to take with Monster Reborn. So just put it like, there's no reason not to play it in any single deck. Like, it should be in every single deck. And then Silver's Cry. It's a quick play. We have just so much graveyard summoning, like cards that do what it does, that I'd rather play the 3 return and the 1 Silver's Cry, and it's a good candidate to go to 2. If you don't like some of the ratios in here, I would definitely put Silver's Cry up to 2. Next is my personal tech cards, and these cards I think are actually really good. The Flute of Summoning Dragon and Dragon's Mirror. Now, as you saw, we have a lot of cards that search and a lot of cards that dump to the graveyard. It is unbelievably easy to have 2 normal monsters, like a Blue Eyes or a Spirit White Dragon, whatever its name is, in the graveyard with this deck. And you'll probably link away. You'll have already established your board. Maybe they do something that gets rid of your problematic board, and then you Dragon's Mirror, and that just card is so annoying for a lot of decks to get rid of. And the Flute of Summoning Dragon is incredible, because Lord of D, a lot of times you might have 1 spell card that you're like, oh, I don't need, so you get rid of it. You've already melodied, you got 2 Blue Eyes, and then you summon the King of D, you get 2 Blue Eyes on the field, you have, what's his name? You have Sage with Eyes of Blue, and you're just able to like pitch to the graveyard. There's just so many things that you can do to make really, really large boards, and this card is just, it's really good. Like, you're playing 2 of these, and it's searchable, so like it's a good candidate to get rid of with his own effect. It's a good candidate to get rid of with the Melody. It's not a huge deal if he gets banished from Pod Desires. Like, it's just so free and helps you make such a strong board that there's no reason not to play 1 of it. Like, it's a really, really good card, and it's searchable. And Dragon's Mirror, like, if you're like on the fence about this card and you want that 3rd Dragon Shrine, or maybe you want to put in like 1 more the light tuners, like, absolutely go ahead, pull this card out. But I really think this card is really good, because First of Dragons is no joke. Like, they can only kill it with a vanilla monster, or they have to like Mirror Force, which no one really runs these days. and like they're not going to be able to hit it with any effects because they can't with their monsters. Like this card is so good. 2700, it's strong. It's not the strongest. In the mirror match, you definitely side out Dragon's Mirror because this card isn't going to do much work. But against any other deck, this card is going to do a lot of work. We're going to now go into the extra deck. For the links, 1 Underclock, 1 Decode Talker. That's all you need. You don't need Link 4s or anything else. These two are the best for the deck right now. That's it. Underclock's really strong with this deck. A lot of our monsters have 3k attack or more. Black Rose, Moonlight Dragon, Ancient Fairy, Crystal Wing, and Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. So this card, during your opponent's turn, you tag it out, do the Black Rose and Moonlight to disrupt them, or during your turn, you tag it out, you get the Ancient Fairy, get rid of their field spell, get that 1,000 life points, then you get to special out, you can use the effect to special summon level 4 or lower. You're probably going to have one of the tuners in your hand, so then you special out the tuner, one of your level 1 like tuners, and that's going to get you to your Crystal Wing, who is incredibly strong. We also playing one more synchro, and that is Azure Eyes. If you've established a board, this gives you a blanket protection for a turn, and that's really, really good. It's worth playing at 1, but you could go without it, so if you guys are looking for one more card to go in and out, Azure Eyes is a good candidate. Then we have the First of Dragons. We've gone over this already. This card is killer good. Really big fan of it. And then we're going to get into our rank gates. For the non-Galaxy or Blue Eyes rank gates, it will be the Divine Dragon, Knight Felgrand, and Titanic Galaxy. These cards are so powerful. They're disruptive. He also has a protection of himself. Like, these two are self-explanatory. Unbelievably powerful cards, especially with the boards that you can make. And then, last but not least, the Galaxy Engine. So Cypher Dragon was supposed to come in the mail today. I don't know where it is. It might come here tomorrow. But I have the Galaxy Ace Tachyon Dragon, so just for the video, I figured I'd use him. If you guys can't afford Cypher Dragon, don't have a way to getting to that card, this is an easily accessible card, and it still has a pretty strong effect. So if you guys don't know what Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon does during the battle phase, you can detach, negate all other your opponent's monsters effects, I believe. Once per battle phase, at the start of the battle phase, you can detach one material from this card, negate the effects of all other face-up monsters on the field. Also, their attacks and defense become their original attack and defense. And if you do any of these during the battle phase this turn, each time an opponent's card effect resolves, this card gains 1,000 attack, and then until the end of the battle phase. Also can make a second attack during each battle phase. So this card is really good, but the most important thing is it's a Galaxy Eyes card. What that allows you to do is to put a Photon Dragon on top of it, the full armor. This card is a free pop. It's got 4k, and on top of that, you're going to put the Galaxy Eyes Cypher Blade Dragon. So typically you go Cypher Dragon, take their card, armor, pop, and then Cypher, pop. And then if this dies, you can summon the Galaxy Eyes armor from the graveyard, because you're gonna remember to detach this for just in case that instance happens, and then they have to get over 4k beat stick. As well as these cards, instead of playing the Blade Dragon that turn, because you can't overlay on top of him, you could play number 95 Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon. This card is 4k, it can attack twice, you can put it on top of your Galaxy monsters, so again you could do the take, pop, and then put this on top and push for 8 on 2 monsters. Super powerful card. Again, all of what this deck is really good at doing is taking on what the Trident format was, where you could just put all of these Zodiacs on top of each other, and these Galaxy Eyes are essentially doing the same thing at 8. So these are crazy good. And then last but not least, the Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. We can't get that first effect off, and Galaxy Eyes might be relevant in the next year, but for right now, this is the best deck to play this card in. It is crazy powerful. Like, if you get 3 level 8s, you have the potential to just FTK your opponent with just this one card. Super super powerful. For those of you that don't know what it's do, I'll read the effect off for you. So it's 3 level 8s. If this card is XE summoned using Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon as any of its materials, all of the face-up cards currently on the field have their effects negated. So we don't get that effect, unfortunately. But once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card. Detach all materials from monsters your opponent controls. So if they have any XE monsters, you get all the materials. Then you get this card gains 500 free. So let's say you gained 3 materials. That's 1,500. This card's at 6,000. Also, it can attack up to that many times during each battle phase this turn. So all you really need is to take 2 materials from one monster. Let's say they have a XE on the field. You make this card. Alright, you're going to take their 2 materials. This card's going to be at 55, and you're going to attack them for game with just this card. So powerful. These rank 8s are insane. That's it for the extra deck, guys. This extra deck is extremely powerful, and I love. It made me love the deck. Otherwise, I wasn't falling for it. But just that power creep is insane. For the side deck, just what I had around from like all the cards I have, I was able to construct somewhat of a competitive side deck. This is just, again, what I have around. You guys can build your side deck any way you want, adjust any hand traps that you want. But for me, I'm playing the Giant Trunade, Hey Trunade, Blue Eyes Burst Stream of Destruction, just because it's a Blue Eyes card and like it can nuke some shit. So I'm all for it. And then we're playing 2 Called by the Grave. This is a really good side deck cards right now, guys. If you guys can get your hands on these, this card it's just really good to side, especially for those zombie decks. 60 card lights were in dinosaurs. And then just because I just needed to fill out the side deck, we got 2 DD Crows, just because. You never know what it could help. It works really well, like Called by the Grave. Then, since we're a light deck, we're playing 3 Consecrated Light with the dark decks that might start running around right now. Just to be able to play this card and say you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Is awesome, and I've always been a really big fan of Consecrated Light, so that's why he's in here. You know, then we want to stop those Trick Stars. You know, we don't stop all shenanigans, and the Thunder King is a light monster as well. You know, he's not dragon, but these cards are pretty easy to side in. Like for the Consecrated Lights, you know, the Red Eyes is coming out, maybe a spell, maybe 1 or 2 monsters. Same for these guys. Maybe one of the King of D's and something else. You know what I'm saying? Like this card, you know, it puts in work against other decks once you've already established your board. You would save your normal summon after you've done your searching and stuff like that, and then you would summon him, and you could really shut someone out. I love this card being back at 3. I might build an anti-meta deck for you guys, and I will be looking forward to that video if I do get to it. Then we're playing for traps. 1 Storing Mirror Force, this card's great, and then 3 Time Space Trap Hole. Again, this is just what I have sparingly to make a side deck with. You guys can play any side deck you want. If you guys want to play Evenly Matched, if you guys want to play Dimensional Bear, all these things, completely up to you. This is just what I have at my disposal. And honorable mentions to make it in the video. There's cards like Dragon Shrine, cards of Consonance, so I don't have that for you guys. And then number 46, Dragluon. He's a side deck candidate. He's really good in the mirror match. He's got 3 effects that I'll read off to you guys. So, excuse me. It's 2 level 8 dragon type monsters. Once per turn, if you control no other monsters, you can target 1 XE monster. Or you can detach 1 XE material from this card, then activate one of these effects. So the first effect, a special summon dragon type monster from your hand. So you'd probably make this in the special Blue Eyes, and that's 6k. Or the second effect, you can target 1 dragon type monster opponent controls, take control of that. So that's a really good effect that you can undo your opponent, basically big eye them. If you guys want to have access to that Cypher Dragon and you want a card that can do that type of effect, Dragluon is a card for you. And then his last effect is dragon type monsters your opponent control can activate their card effects until the end of your opponent's turn. That's also killer good against the mirror match. So this card is a really good side deck candidate for the mirror match as well. Thank you guys for watching this video. Again, this is just how I prefer to play the deck. I think this is one of the most powerful builds you can do, and it's a ton of fun. You could play this competitively 100% and do very well. So thank you guys for your time, and have a good one.